Like when you see this, any particular feature you look at and you're like, man, I remember how we really sweated over the...
Door handles for sure, the nose, every curve, every crease. We wanted a car that had just crazy specs. Like,
It kind of felt like we jumped out of the airplane and then decided we need to figure out how to get a team of people to actually design the parachute. We were trying to find the people and do the design and create the product all kind of mid-flight, which is, somewhat perilous.
The basic principle is it's a computer on wheels. So you want to have a big screen, you want to have a touch interface, then that gives you a lot of freedom to keep improving the car with software. But the overarching goal is like, what can we do to make you fall in love with this car? The biggest thing about Tesla and the cars that we make is that this is not like designed by a soulless corporation. At the end of the day, we want to make a car that we love, that hits us in the heart.
How come nobody has surpassed Tesla in terms of range?
I guess the car industry is just fairly slow to evolve, and it didn't take electric vehicles seriously, really until probably 2015. There's a fundamental disconnect in the business publications, whereas if you're in Silicon Valley or in LA and you see Teslas everywhere, then it's obvious what the situation is. Conventional wisdom said the Model S was an impossible car to build, and there were many articles written to that effect. But once we started delivering them to customers and they were approved by the regulators and met all of the safety requirements, and it's like Model S is like you got the best safety rating that NHTSA had ever tested of any car.
It is absurd that Tesla is alive. Absurd. Absurd.
So what do you owe that? What do you accredit that to?
Excruciating effort.
By you?
100-hour weeks.
Right.
By everyone.
By everyone here at Tesla.
Yes.
Is
there wasn't some other way to do this.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
There wasn't some other way to do this car. Making a car company successful is monumentally difficult. There have been many attempts to create a car company, and they have all failed.
Right.
Even the ones that have had a strong base of customers, thousands of dealers, thousands of service centers, they've already spent the capital for the factories, like GM and Ford, or GM and Chrysler, still went bankrupt in the last recession. Ford and Tesla made it barely.
Right.
The last recession. There's a good chance Ford doesn't make it in the next recession. So as a startup car company, it is far more difficult to be successful than if you're an established, entrenched brand. It is absurd that Tesla is alive. Absurd. Absurd.
So what I want to get at is why you're doing that. It's not a trivial. Why do you think you want to push yourself that hard?
Well, the other option would have been Tesla dies.
Right.
Yeah. Tesla cannot die. Tesla is incredibly important for the future of sustainable transport. So, and energy generation. So the fundamental purpose, the fundamental good that Tesla provides is accelerating the advent of sustainable transport and energy production.
Which I think most people credit you for doing, pushing everyone else into it at the same time, correct?
Yes. The success of Tesla is by far the biggest forcing function for the other car makers to get
100%.
into electric cars. They've said so.
Right.
Yeah.
No, there's no question. I was just having a discussion with someone the other day, and I said, he has pushed everybody into this really dramatically. There wouldn't have been this much investment. There wouldn't have been this. So
yes, it's very important for the future of the world. It's very important for all life on Earth. This supersedes political parties, race, creed, religion, doesn't matter. If we do not solve the environment, we are all damned.
And via car, in this way, via...
Without Tesla, this would still happen. There would still be a transition to sustainable energy, but it would take much longer. Perhaps, on the order, history will judge this, obviously, but I would say on the order of 10 years, maybe 20 years.
So pushing it forward by that much.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's probably fair to say that Tesla has advanced sustainable energy by at least 5 years conservatively, and probably maybe closer to 10. And then if we continue to make progress, we might advance it by 20 years. This could be all the difference in the world.
So what is the toll on you? What has been the toll on you and your employees? How do you think about that?
Yeah, it's been terrible. It's like, I think this year took a lot of... This year felt like 5 years of aging, frankly.
But how do you feel? You look well. You don't look under a lot of pressure. You seem rested.
Yeah, things are back to a hard work schedule, but not an insane work schedule. There are times when some weeks, I don't know, I'm counting exactly, but I would just sort of sleep for a few hours, work, sleep for a few hours, work, 7 days a week. And it was like, some of those days must have been like 120 hours or something nutty. like you're gonna go a little bonkers if you work 120 hours a week.
Right.
And now we're down to 80 or 90. It's pretty manageable.
Okay. And you had talked in the New York Times about using Ambien and stuff like that. That was to regulate your sleep, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, it's not like for fun or something.
No, not at all. But so your work.
No, it's just like if you're super stressed.
Right, exactly.
You can't go to sleep.
Right.
Then you
Got it.
you either have like choice of like, okay, I'll have 0 sleep and then my brain will work tomorrow, or you're going to take some kind of sleep medication to fall asleep.
So now you're to 80 hours, so it's like totally manageable.
80 is pretty sustainable.
Sustainable for you.
Yeah, like the pain level for hours increases exponentially. It's like non-linear above 80.
But how do you look at Tesla right now?
Yeah, I think Tesla, we're going pretty well right now. Tesla's like not staring death in the face. Like we're in, I think, a pretty good position. We don't be complacent, but it's not like we're not up until around September. We were really faced with like we must solve this or we're going to die constantly. Right. I feel like we're no longer in the staring death in the face situation.
We've got to scale up our production. It's like we've got obviously the Tesla Semi, the new Roadster. Later this year, hopefully, will be the Tesla pickup truck. We need to just improve the cost of an electric powertrain, the battery pack. And the next two massive disruptions for cars are electrification and autonomy. You'll want dynamic personalization. So it's like you step into the car, it knows who you are, it knows everything you want, and the car reconfigures itself automatically. So it'll be recreational, and cars that you drive manually or drive yourself will be 1% of all cars. Thank you.
Appreciate the time.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Franz.
Okay.